So what is SAP? SAP is a company who creates software which helps different companies to manage their enterprise resources. By enterprise resources, I mean their money, their finance, their HR, their people, their manufactured good, their supply, everything. So SAP creates specialized software for industry or company which helps company to manage their stuff. So basically a software which manage their stuff. Now SAP does not have only one product or one software. It has multiple array of softwares. Maybe they have more than 100 products. Okay, here are some examples. They have ECC system. This is called core systems or core business system. Core by core, I mean where the company's main activities like finance, HR, manufacturing, this kind of thing happens. That happens in ECC system or ERP system. Okay. Similar kind of system is S4 HANA, just upgraded version or new version, you can say. And then there are systems like BW, BI. Don't worry if you are new to SAP, you will see all those systems and you will log in and do things, and it will be very clear. I'm just trying to make a point that SAP has different kind of system and they have different purposes. For example, in these systems you have core business functions, whereas in BW, BI you have analytics, right? You create reports and create budget forecast. uh, these are some different system with some different aspects or requirement. Okay, so SAP is a company who creates softwares, and SAP has different kind of softwares. Business chooses those softwares based on its requirements. In some landscape you will see that they have ECC, BI, BW and EP. In some landscape you will see S4 HANA and maybe MDM, right? Okay, so you know that SAP has different kind of products, right? So if you want to categorize these products by their how they are created or how they are developed, you uh, you can segregate in two major categories. One is SAP ABAP system, one is SAP Java system, and there are some other system as well. What are the ABAP systems? ABAP systems are systems which are accessed by using a piece of software called SAP GUI. In very soon you will see how this is I mean in action how we can do that. Java system are systems which basically accessed over web browser. Okay, now you already in last slide you already see that SAP systems, some examples of the SAP system, and in this slide you saw that this can be categorized in SAP ABAP system and Java system, right? So now if we um, if try to map those things, you will see that this is a ABAP system, this is a ABAP system, this is a ABAP system, this is a Java system, this is a Java system, this is a C++ system. Okay, so the product is ECC S4 HANA, but they are ABAP system, means they are meant to access using a software called SAP GUI. These are BI system, EP system. They are meant to access over a web browser. That's why they are Java system. Basically, they are created using Java language. These softwares are created using a language called ABAP. Okay, ABAP is basically a superset of C++ language. Okay, now when we talk about SAP, we talk about different capabilities, right? Right now you have joined SAP Basis training. That means you are going to be a SAP Basis consultant. But there are other consultant also. These capabilities are divided into two categories: technical module and functional module. Okay, technical module again divided into majorly three four parts. Okay, one is above. These guys do coding in system. They create different programs. We basis guys basically manage the system, create new system, patch the system, upgrade the system, install new system, and these guys basically do the administration or um, manage enterprise portal system. And functional people basically manage the business operations. For example, these FI guys manage finance staffs, SD guys sales and distribution staffs. So there are functional consultants, there are technical consultants. We would be the technical consultant, business consultant. Okay. Now the roles and responsibility of the business consultant. What are the roles? So uh, so the roles. uh, By the way, when I'm going through the slides or I'm explaining the concept, if you have any question, you can ask me. You can interrupt me. I don't mind. Okay. So the roles and responsibility of basis admin would be first planning the system. If a business is trying to install or having a SAP system, you need to plan, right? Which OS, which DB will be installing, what is the product version, how much RAM you need, how much CPU need, right? So you need to plan the system, you need to create sizing of the new system, what are the size you need for RAM, CPU and hardware, right? Then you need to install the system. After installing, you need to do post installation activities, and then you need to do regular maintenance. It goes into the maintenance phase. And then regular maintenance means you install a node, you create a user, you assign a role, create a role, this kind of things. Then there are some periodic maintenance. That means once in a 6 month you upgrade the kernel, once in a year you upgrade your SP, this kind of things. Once in 3 to 5 year you upgrade the release. So this kind of things, right? And then you do the troubleshooting. Again, this is an ongoing process. Uh, Almost every day or in every week, you face some trouble, and then you do the troubleshooting and fix the issue. And the upgrade, I told you, the upgrade is done maybe in every 3 to 5 years. And when the system is too old, maybe 10, 15 years, your hardwares are obsolete, then probably you want to migrate to new hardware. So these are basically activities uh, of a basic system. And in this uh, training, we'll be doing almost all of them except this upgrade. Though I'll be doing SP upgrade, that is covered in the periodic maintenance. Here I meant release upgrade, which is little bigger kind of upgrade. But if you can do SP upgrade, you certainly can do a release upgrade. This process is absolutely same. So we will be doing most of the things except the last one. These all the things we will be doing hands-on in this training. Okay. All right. Um, Now about the about SAP landscape. I'm going little fast. Let me know if you want to if you want me to slow down. Okay. I just want to finish the theory part fast. And the reason I'm going little fast, no matter how slow I do, no matter uh, how uh, how much I take time, you will not be able to fit all those things at a time. So what we will be doing, let me go through all those things very quickly one time, and whenever we will be doing these activities in the training hands on, we will be coming back to these slides and we'll be referring to these slides and we'll be learning those just referring to these slides so that we can match those understanding what we have gone through at the beginning and what we are learning. So those knowledge gaps will be fulfilled, don't worry. But before I uh, start hands on, these are very prerequisites, theoretical prerequisites. I need to, at least you need to know that okay, there are these are things, and I'll also sharing these slides over the drive so that you can also refer to this whenever you like. Okay. All right, now let's talk about SAP landscape. So I in last slide in last slideshow I told you that business will not have one system, preferably they will have multiple systems. That's why it's called SAP Landscape. If have they have only one system, it is not called Landscape, right? So how those landscape builds? So if you talk about a business, right? They Why do they get the SAP to do the business, right? So let's say this is the system where they log in and they do all the things. They manage their employee, they manage their salary, their leave, goods, and everything, right? So their business is running in this system. So that's why it's called productive system or production system, because that's the system where they do business. If you do anything, it directly impacts business, right? So that's why it's called production system. Okay, and let's say the name of this production system is ECP. This is called system ID. Remember, this is called system ID. This is the product is ECC. The type of the server is production because business is doing business here, and the name of the system is ECP. Three distinct information we have here. Eh, These three are different things. ECC is the software name which is SAP created. I installed the ECC software here, and after installing, I'm using this server for my business. That's why it is production system, and I keep the name of this production system. The system ID is ECP. So these three different things. We'll be coming back to this information later once again. Okay. So this SID has very significant role in this entire landscape or basis operation. Okay, so that's why it uh, you know having this absolutely correct is very necessary. So what would be the system ID is decided during the installation. When you install your ECC system in your production server, you system installer tool will ask you what would be your system name or system ID. Then if you provide ECP, it will be ECP. If you provide anything else, it will be anything else. But there are some rules. It must be three character. It cannot be less or more than three character. Must use uppercase only. It must be start with a letter. So you can have like NWD, ECP, fine, because it start with a letter, but it cannot start with a number. For example, 0DD is not valid, but D00 or DD0 is valid. Okay, so there are few restrictions which implies on the system ID. Okay, and also there are few reserved system ID which you cannot use. So these are system ID, though it is valid, but you cannot use. So that's all about SID. Then the host name. Every server will have a host name. Even in your laptop and desktop also has host name. Just open the command prompt and run the command host name. It you will see the host name of your machine. So each of the server will also have the host name. Again, host name has some rules. Uh, it depends upon the OS operating system. Um, Linux, different version of Linux has different restrictions. But if you combine all those restrictions to be on the safer side, if you use like 5 to 13 character and start with a letter, then you are good. So that's about the host name. For example, you start with a number, it is not valid. You start with a letter, and if it is like between 4 to 13, there are systems where more than 13 is allowed, but this would be like almost universal. So if you follow this rule, you will find that in probably in all kind of system it will be accepted. If you are not talking on the training, please go on mute. If you are not talking, please go on mute. Okay. Now, in last two slides before, I talked about that if business is commencing business in a server, it called production system. So what happens if you have any problem in production system? Let's say some functionality is not working, some some user is having some problem. Are you allowed to do troubleshooting and change in the production system? Absolutely no, because if you do that, it can lead to even bigger problem. You Anybody can, due to some human error or uh, program bug, there could be a catastrophic error here, so that would be a huge business loss. That's why what we do, we line up similar kind of system. One is for development, one is for quality. So it's called, so product is same. uh, Pay attention here, product is same in all this system. ECC system is installed, but this system is using as productive system because business is commencing business here. This is quality system, this is development system. What is the significance of it? If you have any problem in production system, first we try to replicate this in development system. We run same kind of things here, and we find the issue here, and we develop the fix. Maybe it requires a configuration fix, maybe it requires a program fix, and then you do a round of testing here. Once you satisfied that yes, it resolves the issue, you send the change to quality system. Here you do one more round of test. So here you don't have any change access. Here you can do any kind of change. It is a development system, your playground. But this is not your playground. This is your, you only supposed to do test. If you see that in quality system also it is confirmed that the problem is fixed, then you change, move the change to the production system. So that's why, I mean, that's how you, that's how entire troubleshooting life cycle happens. So you need three system. This is called three system landscape. In some cases, business, to save some cost, they will not have quality system. So from development system, change moves directly to the production system. That is also happens. But in most cases, maybe 90% cases, you will see that for each production system, for each product of SAP, business will have three systems lined up, one after another: development, quality, production. If you do any changes here, business will not affect. But if you do any change here, business will be affected. So business is doing all their action, purchase, selling, salary, employee, leave, everything in this system, in the production system. These are only for troubleshooting purposes and trying things and different aspects. Okay. So now this all three system combined, I can call this is my ECC landscape. If I am XYZ corporation, this is my ECC landscape. ECC is a SAP product. I have installed this. I am doing the business here. I have development, quality, production, and all those things called in together. It's called ECC landscape. So SID is ECD, ECQ, ECP. This is the SID or system ID, and my host name also different as per accordingly. Okay. All right. So this is called ECC landscape, but it does not mean that I have only ECC landscape. Remember, I told you that SAP had different product and business will opt for those products based on its requirement. So I have ECC landscape. Maybe I have EP landscape as well, right? And maybe they are interconnected. Yes, they can be interconnected. EP is a Java based system, so it can show different data like payslip and uh, leave approved. This kind of things can be done, and actually the core data is in ECC system, right? So EP is basically a web platform or Java based web browser accessible system, but basically it is getting the data and pushing the data to ECC system. So EP dev is connected to EP ECC dev, EP quality is connected to ECC quality, EP production is connected to it. So we will also learn that how this can be connected and this can be integrated using the hands-on um, approach. Okay, maybe they have some BW system. BW, what BW does, it gets all the data from the ECC system, sales data, expenditure data, and it creates analytics. For example, How much money do you need to sustain your business for next 3 months? This is a budget forecast. Who will be doing that? ECC can't do. So BW system is specialized to do the budget forecast or this kind of planning and forecasting. Okay. So if you consider all those systems, this is called your SAP system. So XYZ corporation and their landscape consists of all those systems. This is called business system landscape. Okay, and you may have some other system also like PO system, solution manager system. We'll see those systems in real life, and maybe one system is defined as SLD. I'm not emphasizing this as point of at this point of time, uh, but we will see that in the training in hands on. So they are connecting with each other. Central all systems are pushing data to central SLD, the software repository data, and all they are interconnected, and all those together is basically uh, called business system landscape. So here you can now you can see the real picture of the SAP landscape. You have ECC landscape, you have EP landscape, you have BW landscape, you have PO landscape, you have solution manager, and all they are interconnected with each other. And these things together is ECC, these business system landscape. So this slide is very important. So people will learn when you do training, any training in India. So what they will do? They will provide one system. You log into this system and you run some T codes and your training is done. But tell me, this is not the basis training. Basis training is all about the integration. If your ECC system is not able to talk to your EP system, your EP system not able to talk to your ECC system, immediately P1 ticket raised. How do you troubleshoot? In your training you never seen this integration. So the problem is there. So basis is not only logging into one system doing some executing some T code. It's not. It's all about the integration. How systems obviously the significant part is doing learning the administration. If you can do administration in one system, you can do the same thing for others as well. But these integrations are even more important. Okay, so that's why you need a training landscape like this where you can experience communication between these systems, and you prepare yourself for interview, and you prepare yourself for real life battle, because after this training, if you get a job, or after maybe cracking an interview, you get into a new environment, you will see this kind of landscape. So it's very important. Okay, all right. So that's the landscape we will be using. This kind of landscape we will be using in the training. Now the SAP project, when you will be deployed in a project, there could be multiple type of project. One is implementation project, where you have a organization where they never had SAP. Now they are basically implementing SAP. So there would be installation, configuration, blah blah blah. Okay. Then the support project, where SAP is already installed. Now you have the job to maintain the SAP system, do the troubleshooting, periodically upgrade or SP upgrade. Then you have migration project, where maybe their hardware or software life cycle ends, so you need to move the SAP to a new hardware or new system. Okay, maybe you need to change operating system or database. Maybe your SAP system having Oracle, you want to move to HANA database. So these are called migration project. Upgrade project is like upgrading the release uh, version, and then annual SP upgrade project, which we will be doing here. So there are different kind of project. As a junior basis consultant or a couple of years of experience, you can most of the time we have seen that people are assigned in support project, annual SP upgrade project, maybe upgrade project. In some scenarios, maybe migration and implementation project, but less, because these are the places where senior consultants are needed. All right. In implementation project, I have already told you basically. Okay, let me run through uh, the life cycle. Okay, so customer provides a requirement document and invite bids from the tech companies. Okay, I want to implement SAP in my system. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a document with all my requirements and send those to tech companies and invite bids. Okay, then basis and technical functional architects will analyze the requirement document and prepare a RFP document. Okay, uh, okay, and then tech companies send the RFP along with pricing quotations, and then customer chooses the implementation partner among all the uh, offer. Customer obviously will choose one implementation partner, and then the project starts and basic consultants start doing the business. And then how this implementation happens. So you already you already saw this landscape, right? This landscape does not build in one day. It builds in phases. It builds in day by day. So how it builds? So I will first install SAP development system, then I'll develop the quality system, then I'll install the production system, right? So then it will be go live of your ECC landscape, right? The ECC, so not the entire landscape go live, only ECC landscape go live. So business core function can start now in the production system, and then we can add the functionalities like EP and implementing EP development, quality production, as well as these integrations, right? And similarly, the EP go live happens, right? And then BW go live happens, right? This way, once all the systems are built, that functional final project go live happens. Now the implementation project ends. Now this entire project will be converted into the support project. Maybe it will coming to the implementation partner itself. Maybe it will go to another company. But that's how projects are done. But this is one example. It's not that every project will follow that. In some project, maybe they will finish all the development system, then they will finish all the quality system, they will finish all the production system. It depends upon the requirement and mutual agreement also. Also customer may prefer that I want to do this way. Okay, so that's how your business system landscape uh, and implemented in a implementation project. And then it support project starts,